Those all-white New York Giants jerseys, as much as I hate the New York Giants,
they're not bad.
I do like those.
They're not bad. I can't stand the Miami Hurricanes. They look sick in all-white at the Swamp. That's the first time I've seen them go all-white. They usually go to the orange pants, the white jerseys. Sometimes they go with the green pants. They went all-white, and them two brothers in the end zone, they did the simultaneous gator chomp. I said, the Q is back. They are back. They're now talking trash to Steeler recruits. 925 Xfinity Mobile text line. Moody missing a kick in the Super Bowl last year would have been OT. PAT. What is your biggest regret, Niner fans? 888-957-9570. Let's play the Rodgers cut against Benoni if you can, because Aaron Rodgers said this when he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
How disappointed are you that you will not be a 49er?
Not as disappointed as the 49ers will be that they didn't draft me.
And now it's coming out of Cal Berkeley. He grew up a Niner fan, went to Butte College, JUCO, then goes to Cal. He goes on to have a historic NFL career. Yeah, there's been some playoff shortcomings. No doubt about it. No doubt. He does have the one Super Bowl. But he was drafted way back in 2005, 24th overall. Alex Smith goes number 1 overall out of Utah. Hadn't even taken a snap under center, which is the crazy part. He was in shotgun at Utah.
Is he the oldest player in the NFL into
40?
Into this year?
It's got to be, right?
He's got to be.
40? It's got to be the oldest player, which is crazy.
I was going to say, is Jason Peters still around? He's like 42, I think.
Yeah, he signed. Who did he sign to last year, Jason Peters? He signed somewhere. I don't know if he's on the team right now, though. Rodgers might be the oldest player in this league right now. And for Marty Lyons, what he said was that he's still spitting it. Rodgers, oldest player in the league?
Yep. He's going to be 41 in December 2nd, but yeah, he is currently the oldest active player in the NFL.
So despite all the playoff wins that the Niners have had over Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and dominating them, they didn't score an offensive touchdown one year at Lambeau Field. They beat them down by throwing the ball 8 times in the NFC Championship game where Raheem Mostert went crazy. Is that still one of the biggest regrets for Niner fans, not selecting Aaron Rodgers a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer?
I mean, I know I'm just going to speak for myself. Like, I'm so over that. It was for a long time, but I'm so over it. And it's kind of a tired conversation. To me, it's the Brady one. Like Brady, man. And Brady wouldn't have cost you anything. He just comes. You just pay him. And maybe you win 2. You know, maybe you win 2, not even 1, 2.
It is sad, but it's true.
Maybe he's still playing. Could you imagine what he would look like with Debo?
Well, the package deal was there. With
you know,
Gronk. You would have had Gronk. You would have had Gronk.
100%.
Would you have had Antonio Brown?
Yeah, not sure how that would have landed.
Probably do what Brady says, right?
Stop!
Brady looked cooked. So I was in the train. I was like, give Jimmy another shot. But on the other side of it, I looked at Shanahan and said, you know what? Shanahan, go get your guy. If you're not happy with Jimmy, get the guy that you want. Whether it's Kirk Cousins, whether it's Stafford, whether it's Brady. Go get the guy you want. And so for Shanahan to talk to TK on the Tim Kawakami podcast before trading camp, and he goes, yeah, Brady wanted to come here. And I just thought that we deserve to give Jimmy another shot. Is that going to be one of the biggest blunders he ever has? Like, that's something I just don't let out I don't let that out the building. You know, it's bad enough that Lynch is at Patrick Mahomes' pro day saying, boy, this Patrick Mahomes guy, man, I mean, whoa. Maybe we should rewrite our draft board and not take Solomon Thomas number 3 overall, which could be a candidate for one of the worst draft picks of all time, especially in the top 5. But is that going to end up being the biggest blunder for Shanahan, not saying yes to Tom Brady? It's one thing for Bonte Hill to say, yeah, I don't want Brady. But it's one thing for Tom Brady to call Kyle Shanahan and say, hey, I want to come play for you.
Well, the only way you wipe it away is winning 1 with Brock.
It's the only way.
It's the only consolation prize.
Wow.
I mean, does anybody...
That's 925. That's his biggest regret, drafting Solomon Thomas instead of Patrick Mahomes. Now, I don't know how people felt about Mahomes. The guy I wanted was Deshaun Watson. Now, we could talk about what Deshaun Watson is today and the things that he did. I don't condone any of that. I'm talking about Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson. Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson. I love the guy. Love the guy.
Well,
in his first few years in Houston, he was dynamic.
The Mahomes thing is interesting. We act like he was a 5th or 6th round pick, but was he 10th, 11th overall?
I think he was 10th, and then Watson was 13th. But a lot of teams were trying to trade up for him. Sean Payton was trying to trade up for him.
That's where I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like Sean Payton, in retrospect, said, we really loved him, and I was going to trade up, but then, the Chiefs beat me to it. It's easy to say that.
I thought the Chiefs were trading up to take Christian McCaffrey. So I remember broadcasting the draft show, though, Joe Fortenbaugh and Greg Poppin were doing the draft, and the Chiefs make the trade.
The Peacock Hour.
It was great. That was a great draft show. That was my coming out party. But I remember Coach Baffert goes, Fat Andy's going to draft Christian McCaffrey. And I got petrified. I was like, damn, Christian McCaffrey and Andy Reid, damn. And then the Panthers took Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, whoo, they the heavens for that.
Is there anybody out there that regrets the Niners going to Kyle instead of McVay?
That's a great question. Do you regret?
No, I love Kyle. Kyle's perfect for us. And I think McVay's perfect for LA.
Yeah, he's
it just
an LA
sucks
guy.
that he won and we didn't.
Kyle's not an LA guy. He doesn't seem like an LA guy.
No.
Although, you see the picture of Rick Ross, and you see the hair, and you see the Cabo stuff, and everything like that.
Kyle's sneaky. A midlife crisis?
Kyle's got
What's
a sneaky.
going on there?
Kyle gets after it.
I'm teasing.
He gets after it. I don't know. Let's go to Cruiser to 209. Cruiser to 209. What's happening?
Good morning, my brothers. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to address something you said a moment ago, Monte, about I know we played a sound clip of Rodgers saying like the Niners are going to regret not drafting him. And as a young athlete who wanted to play for his favorite team, I can appreciate that. Okay, I can appreciate that. And obviously, well, we pretty much got the upper hand on him. But at the same time, looking back on it, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers is wiping his brow, thinking like, oh God, thank God they didn't draft me because look, we took Alex Smith, and I know Smith isn't as athletically gifted as Rodgers, but at the same time, we had a revolving door at the offensive coordinator position. We probably would have wrecked his career the way that Alex Smith was derailed. So if anything, Aaron Rodgers is surprised. Say, hey, Niners, man, thank you for passing on me. All right, it kind of worked out. So no. So we would have ruined him.
What is your biggest regret as a Niner fan?
Man, Kyle Williams dropped, man. That breaks my. I have not watched that game back. I will never watch that game back. That hurt more than the Super Bowl loss for me because there was no way the Patriots were going to do us that year. No way.
Eli Manning was so good in that game, and not in terms of like dicing you up, in terms of evading the pressure. He was throwing the ball away. He was moving around. He got hit so many times in that game. The defensive line for the Niners was suffocating him, and he refused to make a mistake in the pocket. He was so good. It pains me to say it.
This is another great question from the text line 510. Question is, was that Shanahan being loyal to Jimmy or arrogant to think he didn't need Brady?
Probably a little bit both. And that's the easy way out.
Because Brady loves to check at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I think we make too much of Kyle's quote-unquote ego.
But we do know about Kyle. You got to have an ego to be a coach. I don't care about
we
egos.
act like he's like mastermind. Like, no, I can't bring that guy in because I have to have all the credit. He's not doing that.
His quarterbacks don't have. He discussed that ad nauseum. Why he doesn't give quarterbacks full autonomy at the line of scrimmage. And that's my biggest sticking point when it comes to Brady and Shanahan. Brady loves to check at the line of scrimmage. He wants to control the show, which I'm not mad at. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, if not the greatest. Still take Joe in the big game over Brady, but that's just me. But Shanahan does not like his quarterbacks checking at the line of scrimmage.
Can I also dispel a misnomer?
Like, honestly, would that have played? Brady's like, no, screw you, Shanahan. I'm checking the play.
He switched up for however many weeks with Bruce Arians, and then eventually Brady lost his mind, and Bruce Arians adjusted. And Bruce Arians is pretty stubborn. Like, we're going to throw the ball way down the field. Brady's like,
7-step dropbacks. Yeah, no doubt.
We're going to try to, like, dump it off to Leonard Fournette. This thing about Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers, can we just... People realize, like, as bad as the OCs were, right, for the Niners, as bad as they were, you did have one of the best left tackles in the history of the organization in Joe Staley, who was there for Alex. You had the best running back in 49er history, who was there with Alex. And you also had the second at the time, could have been the best tight end in the history of the 49ers. So we always do this like, woe is me for Alex. And yeah, the coordinators weren't good. I'm not here to say that. And yeah, his shoulder was banged up, and that was a whole Nolan thing. And we act like he had nothing. Again, I just said to you, he had one of the greatest left tackles the organization's ever had. He had one of the best tight ends and the best running back they've ever had. So like this whole woe is me, Alex Smith thing, I think Aaron would have been a little better than Alex, period, no matter what system, no matter who the coach is.
Well, here's my deal with that when it comes, because I agree with you. Number one, he did have talent. And number two, who was more pro-ready? I thought Rodgers, even though Rodgers got the benefit of sitting his first 4 years behind Brett Favre, which it's great for him. Like, I guess in today's day and age, you got rookie quarterbacks who are probably more ready to play in today's game, but I prefer to sit a rookie for at least a season just to let him see it and, go through the bumps and bruises in practice or whatnot and kind of learn in the film room and learn behind a veteran. But I get it. You got to play some of these rookies, and some of them pop, like C.J. Stroud. Some of them just pop. Deshaun Watson popped as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes had the benefit of sitting behind Alex. But I just thought Alex Smith playing in a spread system with Urban Meyer, he had never taken a snap under center.
Ever.
They were running a gimmick offense. The Florida Gator offense of Tim Tebow. That's what they're running at Utah under Urban Meyer. And Aaron Rodgers was in a pro-style set with Jeff Tedford. Split backs, I formation. Yeah, we'll go 3 wide. We'll do some shotgun here and there. But I'm going to take snaps under center. He was more ready for the pro game. Even if Rodgers was thrust into action right away, I think Rodgers would have adapted very, very well. There would have been some rough rides early on, but I think he could spin it. He could make all the throws. His arm talent is undeniable. Alex Smith's arm talent was like...
pocket presence, feel for the game, everything. Like, okay, I look at the Indianapolis Colts with Andrew Luck.
Somebody brought up Antonio Bryant, by the way. He was good with that Niners. And then
he
started driving 200 miles an hour in the Porsche. Where was it? The Lamborghini or Porsche?
Yeah. But like, look at like the Colts with Andrew Luck. Like, he had horrible coaching, very little talent around him, and he went in there and he was solid. We could see he was a really good player. No one is saying that Aaron Rodgers winning the Super Bowl with those old Niner teams. I just think he would have been good. I think he would have been good. Would he have been this version of Aaron? Probably not. But I'll always say that he was the better player. Period. It's inarguable.
No, it is.
It's like saying, if Joe Montana is drafted by the Cardinals, does he become Joe Montana? No. Do I still think he's really good? Yeah, I do actually think he's going to be really good.
I do. It out.
I think that's what I'm saying.
He was a winner everywhere he went. He was a winner everywhere he went. He was a winner.
I mean, people didn't know who any of the receivers were that Aaron Rodgers was throwing to early on in his career. And then early in his career, Devontae Adams couldn't catch a cold. No doubt. People thought that was a horrible draft pick.
And now he's one of the best receivers in football.